You know, my first guest tonight from such films as The Usual Suspects, Miller's Crossing, and most recently, End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's now starring in the Broadway revival of A Moon for the Misbegotten. Please welcome Gabriel Byrne. Yeah, go ahead. Enjoy. Did you spill your water all over the place? Is that what you did?
If it is water.
Yes, it is water.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what's in Andy's, but yours is water. How are you?
I'm very well,
Did you have a good St. Patrick's Day?
I avoided St. Patrick's Day, to tell you the truth.
Where were you for? Were you in Ireland or here?
No, I was here. I was in New York. I was working. I tend to stay away from the celebration.
You actually you grew up in Ireland. You worked in a bar as a teenager, is that right?
I did. I worked in a bar when I was about 14, 15, but I didn't know that the kind of bar that it was, because I was naive in the ways of the world at that time. Probably still am. But
what kind of bar was it?
It was a bar where one day I said to the head barman, I said, "Why do no women come in here?" And he said, "Because the lesbians have their own bar and they tend to go to it." And,
really?
Yeah, it was a gay bar.
You were working in a gay bar and you didn't know it?
I didn't know. I was just, you know, I was a young man at the time. I didn't know.
How old were you? Were you like 17?
About 2 years ago. No, it was about.
All right.
I was about 14, 15 at the time.
Right.
Yeah. And
when did it start to dawn on you then that this was, I mean, a gay bar? I mean,
after quite a long time. There was a guy there one night. My first name is Gabriel, and they sometimes shortened that to gay, which strangely enough they did. And so this guy asked me one night if I was gay, and I thought he was referring to my name, and I told him that I was, and I found out pretty quickly. I found out pretty quickly.
You said, "Yes, I am." Now, how may I be of service? And then you quickly learned the ways of the world. You're Irish Catholic. Were you an altar boy?
Yeah, I was an altar boy. I became an altar boy at the age of 7, like a great many of the kids around at that time. And funnily enough, the standout memory for me as an altar boy was a young kid called, strangely enough, his name was O'Brien, and he was...
That's not strangely enough in Ireland, though, is
No, it's not really.
What a coincidence!
But it's a coincidence that you happen to be O'Brien, and I happen to be telling this story, because he, every time the priest turned his back, he would pour himself a little jorum of wine during the Mass, and...
he was drinking the holy wine?
He was drinking surreptitiously, unknown to the priest who was involved in saying the Mass, and he was getting a few in while he was... and when it came time for him to move the missal from one side of the altar to the other, he fell down in a heap and started to talk and in strange language and sing and stuff, and people thought he was having some kind of a fit until they realized he was actually completely transmogrified with alcohol.
That's a nice way to put it. He was transmogrified.
Yeah, that's what
I was scared of the, you know, I'm a Catholic, and I, you know, grew up, and the holy wine is, you know, you think it has this power. It never occurred to me to be like, you know, I don't know if God, dude. He's great. I mean, it had the, you know, you were sort of scared of it, but I guess this kid had
well, he was
nerve.
He was obviously interested in the power of it, yeah, for sure, because
I've heard of the power.
He put enough of it away.
Now, of course, you've proven yourself as an actor, but I heard somewhere that you do impressions. Is that true?
Well, I do, but, you know, I mean, just impressions that kind of anybody can do. I mean, because basically anybody can do impressions if you just, like, pick out a couple of things about the person, you know.
Like, for example, what's an impression you like to do?
I like to do, you know, quite a few. I do some of them for my own amusement. I mean, I do the guy who sells the hot dogs on 62nd and First, but that wouldn't impress you.
Yeah, one guy watching would be, yes!
Yeah, that's me.
Nailed him! Everybody else, what the hell?
But, you know...
Who's famous?
Okay, well, if you want, let's say... I could teach you how to do it if you want.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Let's say Keith Richards. Would you like to do Keith Richards?
Keith Richards, yeah, okay. Sure.
Keith Richards. Okay, well, you've got to get a kind of a twitchy thing going from on the, you know, so you get the twitchy thing.
Just start twitching.
Now overlay it with a little, yeah. Well, no, kind of involuntarily. No, that's... You kind of look like you're coming at me there. So
I was coming on to you right there. Yeah.
It's
okay.
It should be like an
involuntary. Just kind of.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, I do that naturally. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
the whole first season of my show.
Overlay it with a little bit of Cockney and throw in like Mick there, so you something like that in Mick and do a bit of that. So, okay. Go ahead.
That's you just did.
Did I do Michael Caine by accident?
You just did every other guy on the subway here in New York.
I thought I turned into Michael Caine there with a twitch, but
I heard you do Sean Connery too. Is that true?
Well, just a little bit. That's kind of simple to do because not simple to do, but it's easier to do because his S's are kind of sibilant. So if you like, if I said to you, yes, of course.
Right.
Okay. If I told you how to say it as him, I would get you to pronounce that sh. Yes, of course. So you'd say, "Is your name Conan O'Brien?" And you would say, "Yes, of course." So you see what I'm saying? So you can do that one.
Not that well. That was very good. Okay.
You want to hear the guy from the hot dog
I want to
stand?
hear Sean Connery saying, "If this van is a rockin', don't come knocking."
If this van is a rocket, then what's that?
Forget it.
Okay. You sure you don't want me to do the guy on 61st? Okay.
I don't think so.
Okay.
He's the twitchy guy, I'm sure. Well, I want to make sure I get this in. A Moon for the Misbegotten is getting great reviews.
Yeah, fantastic reviews. And you know, as they say, if you see one play this year, it's got to be that one. It's an amazing production.
Because you're in it.
No, not because I'm in it. It's an amazing production.
Yeah, no, I've heard great things about it. It's playing through June 18th at the Walter Kerr
Theater on 48th Street,
right here in New York City. So go see that. And Gabriel, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you so much.
Great having you here.
Thank you.
Gabriel Byrne, everybody. We'll take a little break. When we come back, stick around. The big show is coming.